Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be reviewing Scurry by Seann Barbour. Now Seann is a good friend of mine. He is an author which reaches out to me. As soon as he gets a new book out, he always reaches out to me and asks me if I would like to read his book or his latest novel. And Seann is one of them authors which I will read anything that he publishes, as he's become a kind of a auto-read author for me, especially when it comes to small or unknown authors who publishes a new book and I can't say no. Even if he brings out a romance novel, chances are I will read it. So this is the fourth novel that I have read by Seann, and Scurry was a really interesting book and really interesting story. It is a horror based book, in case you were wondering, with elements of mystery and thriller scattered throughout, I guess. I was sent a advanced reader's copy or an ARC copy or whatever it's called nowadays, of course, for an honest review. Now, as I mentioned at the start of this video, Seann is one of them authors which I will read anything that they publish, and I will be giving my honest thoughts on this book. There's been one book that I've read by Seann that I didn't think very much of, and I will mention that at the end of the video. So I will be giving my honest thoughts about this book. Now, Scurry focuses around our main character called Catty, who is an outcast. She is a misfit in every sense of the words. And the story starts off with her in school, where she hasn't got any friends apart from the cockroaches, which she has a immense interest and fascination with, and also a strange connection. Now, it is imperative, and I can't believe I've used that word in the video, that you understand what I'm about to tell you completely. Catty has a psychic, supernatural connection with all cockroaches, no matter what species or breed or whatever they are. She can sense what they are feeling, she can sense where they are, and she has a unique bond with them that goes way, way beyond just liking cockroaches and having a strange fascination with them. And vice versa, these cockroaches have a kind of a connection back to Catty. It is never explained how or why Catty has this ability to sense cockroaches or sense what they're feeling and where they are and somewhat communicate with these creatures. But in fairness, we don't really need to know that. It's just a part of Catty. And because we are started off with her in school, of course kids are going to make fun of her, because as a society we are kind of afraid about what we don't understand. And Catty is bullied, mocked, ridiculed for this strange connection with these cockroaches, even to a insane degree that one of the students kills one of the cockroaches in front of Catty. I believe he also tapes it to her locker door, and this results in Catty being extremely upset for what's happened to this cockroach, even to the extent of her losing a very near and dear friend of hers, as in essence that's what cockroaches are to Catty. They are misunderstood misfits like her. So as the years progress, the book introduces these friends that Catty has. She has a boyfriend as well, and all these individuals are misfits and weird kids in their own right. That's a term that Seann uses all the time in this book, weird kids. And I was kind of like thinking a couple of days ago about what is normal. We are all different. We are all from different races and walks of life. We are all from different parts of the world. We are all different shapes and sizes. We have different thoughts in our minds and different thoughts in our hearts. So what really makes someone normal? So when I first read about these so-called friends of Catty, I seriously thought that they were cockroaches that Catty had named, and they were kind of her pretend human friends. But no, I can reassure you guys that these friends of Catty's are actual human beings. Catty's family life is very, I wouldn't say broken, but it is definitely seen better days. Her father was tragically killed in a construction accident, I believe it was. And her mother is this prim and proper lady that doesn't understand Catty's obsession with cockroaches, and she just wants her daughter to be normal, and she just wants her daughter just to fit in, I guess. There's this girl across the street which starts off being friendly towards Catty, but they don't really socialize in school. And this girl is the complete opposite of what Catty is and how she presents herself. And Catty's mum sees this, and she makes it extremely open and obvious to Catty. And she tells her numerous times that she wishes that this girl was her daughter, or that's what she wants Catty to be. So one night they are celebrating, I believe, graduation from high school, and they want to kind of, do something really reckless and insane to actually mark this occasion. So they go to a local landfill or dump or junkyard or whatever you want to label it as to set off some fireworks. Catty and her friends aren't necessarily bad kids. Yes, they do swear, they do dress differently than the other kids in school, they do smoke different types of drugs and take different types of substances, and they might have drunk alcohol in this as well. Wouldn't surprise me. So while at this landfill, they come across this school bus which is like submerged in the landfill rubbish. And when they go to investigate this vehicle, they quickly discover that this vehicle is filled, completely packed with corpses that are covered with spider webs, and there's all these spiders everywhere in the bus. And shortly after this, they are attacked by a assailant that has a gun, and he quickly murders Catty's friends in front of her. And she's the only one that escapes. This killer has been nicknamed the Spiderweb Killer. And after this event, the police kind of don't take it seriously, and they kind of brush it underneath the rug. And Catty's somewhat not believed. No one really truly believes what's happened, or to a full extent of what's really happened. And then after this, the book kind of jumps forwards again in time when Catty is an adult and she's studying bugs and insects. And she comes back to her hometown to face her demons, because what's happened to her, what the Spiderweb Killer did to her and to her friends, has traumatized her, and she's never got past that, or also got past the trauma about how she was treated in high school. She has got different tattoos. She's always wearing black clothes, and she's still smoking different substances and listening to rock music, and she's just being herself. She's not necessarily bad. She's just classified as one of the weird kids, which I guess we are all weird in our own right. So after she comes back to her town, which she goes back there because her mother is at death's door, and she goes there to kind of nurse her mother and just to be there for her mother. and also to, I guess, in a sense, to face her demons. And whilst there, this spiderweb killer resurfaces as he wants to pick up from where he left off, as this spiderweb killer has also got a strange connection towards spiders. Pretty much exactly how Catty has a connection to cockroaches. We do find out about this killer. We find out somewhat his motivations. When I found out about his motivations and why he is doing what he's doing, I was kind of left a bit underwhelmed, as I kind of wanted something a bit more, maybe a traumatic event in this person's past that kind of triggered him to do what he's doing. I won't exactly say fully about what he's doing and what his motivations are, but what I will say, he has a obsession to get rid of all of the weird kids and all of the strange people within his community. So in essence, he can, in his mind, maintain his town and to keep it pure and innocent and the kind of ideal American town. He isn't, I suppose he isn't really, I mean, he is evil, but he is doing this for, I guess, a good reason. I did see that he's doing it for a good reason, but he's doing evil things for a technically a noble and good reason. He wants to kind of protect his community, and I suppose that we all have something that we want to protect from outside forces. So in that sense, I kind of understood why this person was doing what they were doing. This is happening. Catty comes across old faces from her school, as you do, especially the girl across the road, and she has married one of the main guys that were bullying Catty at high school, and they've got a child together. Now this child is deformed in the face. He is kind of lopsided in the face, and loads of people are making fun of him. His father doesn't want to have anything to do with him, but his mother is extremely kind and loving towards her son. And when Catty comes across this girl from her past and her son, she is very nice to them. This boy is extremely kind and smart. Even when Catty has to take care of him, like babysit him, she kind of like she shows him one of her cockroaches. It's kind of her pet, which she calls Spot. She just shows these two individuals that cockroaches aren't mean, they are just misunderstood like she is. As the story goes on, they form a really tight bond with each other, even to a extent which these two females have this, I wouldn't really call it sexual tension, it's more romantic tension. So there is a somewhat lesbian love affair in this book, which I thought was really sweet. I really like it when books include that. So this book just concludes with Catty facing her demons, or trying to face her demons, having the world and everyone in it like somewhat not accepting her, but just saying, right, she's strange, but she's a part of the town. The town itself and its residents aren't brought up that much, or hardly ever. And Catty and her friends and her friend's son have to confront the spiderweb killer and try to put stop to him. but can they? This was a story which when I was getting to the end of it, I was trying to think about different possibilities about how it could end and how it could finish up. Of course, I had a couple of theories in my mind about how this story could conclude, but ultimately, I was I didn't have a clue about what direction it was going to go in, but the story did have a satisfying ending. And of course, I won't say what happens at the end. This book was an absolute pleasure to read. This, without a shadow of a doubt, is currently the best thing that Seann has ever written, or has written so far. It isn't perfect. There was a point about the mid-section of the book where it kind of dipped down, and where it kind of dragged a little bit for me, and I found it hard to pick it up again and start reading it, but obviously I eventually did pick it up and start reading it. There were a couple of characters in it that I didn't really know who they were. I just presumed that they were people from past events. This was an excellent story. It kind of reminded me in tone about The Animal by Chad Nicholas, and if on the small minute chance that you've read The Animal by Chad Nicholas, then I would highly recommend that you pick up Scurry by Seann Barbour. I would absolutely love it if these two authors, if Seann and Chad, got together and co-wrote a book together. I feel that that would be something really, really special. So what I'm going to rate this book, I was thinking about it quite a lot, but I think I'm going to rate it a 4.5 stars out of 5. The reason, once again, I am not going to give it a full 5 stars is because of that moment in the middle where it dragged, a bit for me, but it quickly picked up. This was so much fun and so enjoyable to read, and I would highly recommend this book. It's not necessarily gory or bloody, but it is full of tension. It is full of good characters, which I did enjoy going on the journey with them and finding out what was going to happen to them. So yeah, I would highly recommend this book, especially if you're into horror, and if you're a horror fan. I would highly recommend this book, and especially if you're trying to get into horror, I would recommend that. I would recommend this book as well. So I have read 4 books by Seann. The Last Day, which I really liked. The More, which is an excellent cosmic horror story, which I personally think that book is a kind of a modern day, up to date story of kind of a Lovecraftian tale, I guess. Thief in the Wild, which was a urban fantasy book. Didn't really think very much of. Can't remember much about it. And obviously this book, which I loved. So what I'm going to do, guys, to celebrate this book, which has come out, which has been released on the 25th of April. It is obviously available on Kindle and in paperback version. In order to celebrate this book being released, and because I enjoyed it so much, I want to share it with you guys, I am going to be doing a giveaway. There will be 2 winners for this giveaway. Now the first person that I pick will win all 4 books that I've read by Seann Barbour. That will be The Last Day, The More, The Thief in the Wild, and of course Scurry. So the first winner that I pick will win all 4 books. The second winner will just win a copy of Scurry. Now these will all be physical paperback versions that I will send to the winners via Amazon in their respective countries. This will save on postage and packaging, and it will let you guys get the books quicker. Now, in order to enter this giveaway, all you have to do is obviously be subscribed to me, and in your comment down below, just comment a bug emoji or an insect emoji. This insect or bug emoji can be any insect or bug. As long as it's in your comments, I will enter you into this giveaway. And obviously, if you want to make it extremely obvious in your comments that you want to enter this giveaway, then feel free to do that as well. I will leave this giveaway open until Monday, so you have until the 5th of May to enter this giveaway. That'll be the last day that you can enter. And on Tuesday the 6th of May, I will announce the 2 winners on my channel. So hopefully you're excited to win this book. I'm excited to represent Seann as I always do, and to share his work and his imagination with whoever's watching this video. So it's a very exciting thing that I'm doing, and hopefully you guys are excited about it as well. So that has been my video, guys. Let me know let me know, what did you think about Scurry? Is it something that you are interested in reading? Are you going to enter the giveaway? Are you excited for it? And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.